when using Duolingo on the web, it's a pain to have to click on those little accented characters. So I've been playing around with using the alternative keyboards available in Windows 11 and in Windows 10, because I was using the Italian keyboard on my previous computer. Want to give it a go? To download a keyboard, go to Settings, Time and Language, Language and Region, and click on Add a Language. Select your language, click on Next, and then you'll get a few other options. It's probably best just to leave those as is, unless you want to tick Set as my Windows display language. Click on Install, and it will take a few minutes to actually download. Once it has downloaded, you'll see down on the taskbar that you have a list of keyboards. Yes, I've got quite a few. You can select them just by clicking on the individual one, or you can use a keyboard command, which is the Windows key and the spacebar together. And if you keep on pressing the spacebar, it'll go between the different keyboards. If you want to have the keyboard up on the screen so you can see where all the characters are, you do Control, Windows key and O. You should actually type on your actual keyboard rather than on the screen, because I've found that it doesn't really work if you use the keys on the screen. So the Italian keyboard is fine. It's QWERTY and it has all the required accents actually on the letters. If you're just doing Italian, this is probably the one you should use. I used this on my old computer for both Italian and French, although it wasn't perfect for French. The French keyboard, on the other hand, is not QWERTY, which is a problem for English speakers. However, you can download the Canadian French keyboard, which is QWERTY. So this has a mixture of ways of doing things. Some of the accents are actually on the letters on the keys, and some of them are dead keys. I'm not going to explain what dead keys are quite yet, but if you're just doing French, this may be the keyboard for you. But wait for a moment, I have more. Now let's go to the Spanish keyboard. You can see here that you've got the N tilde and a cedilla. The actual accents are all dead keys, so you have acute, grave, and then if I put on the shift, you'll see there's circumflex and diaeresis. You also, on this, have the upside down punctuation. So you'll see here you've got an upside down exclamation mark, and on the shift you've got an upside down question mark. The right way round ones are on the number keys. So in my opinion, this is the best keyboard if you're doing multiple Romance languages, or at least the ones that I'm learning, because it has everything I need for those on the one keyboard. So let's explain how to use dead keys. When you use a dead key, you have to press the dead key first and then the letter. So if I want an acute accent, I press that key first and then my E. If I want a grave accent, I press that key first and then my E. Now, as we discussed before, some of the accents are on the shift key. You'll see if I press the shift key and then a U, it doesn't come up. This, I discovered, is a bit of a glitch. And if you don't have the keyboard up and you do the same thing, so that's one thing to bear in mind. It's the same also with the diaeresis, which is, I think, there. Okay, let's make those a bit bigger so you can see them. So you are going to have to learn where things are quite quickly in order to be able to use the accents. But I didn't find this too much of a problem. I seem to be able to switch my brain between the two. The other thing that you need in French are the ligatures, which are not on the keyboard. So you have to use Alt keys for those. So Alt plus on your number pad 0156 gives you the OE, and Alt plus 0230 on your number pad gives you AE. You may have noticed that I had the Welsh keyboard there. And as you can see, this is basically the same as the English keyboard. There are basically no accents on this one. And the ones on the Spanish keyboard do not work for all the letters that you need them in Welsh. For example, you need a circumflex type accent on a W. It doesn't work for that. So unfortunately, until I find a keyboard that has those character combinations, maybe nothing exists. You'll just have to use the little buttons on Duolingo.